YGG, I guess, is unique with in most of today's protocols in that we don't have a liquidity mining program. So instead, we have what we call a community mining program. So 45% of the token supply is reserved for the community, but you have to do things inside the community that accrue value to the community itself. So for example, it might be playing one of our partnered games. We might create a quest system on top of Axie Infinity, for example. So they're not only earning SLP, they're also earning the YGG token. And then we can also do this with other games that we're partnered in. And this is our preferred way for our community members to achieve, to earn the token. A lot of our community members won't be able to buy much of the YGG token because maybe they don't have a lot of money to invest. But what we're telling them is that when the system is live, people can invest with their time and their skill and their contribution to the community instead of money. Because we're serving a lot of community members who frankly don't have a lot of money to invest in to start with.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that really balances out the economics and ownership of the guild itself, right? Because to me, I almost feel that this is quite a different distribution compared to the DeFi DAOs, where while you might have liquidity mining, in essence, still the whales can actually acquire more of it because they have more capital. But in this case, because everybody has the same amount of time, you can only perform the quests like however long it takes for you to do so, unless you are somehow 100x more efficient in accomplishing these quests with some bots or something. So inherently, like the distribution of the guild ownership, we expect it to be more equitable, right?
Yeah, I think so. So we've raised a bunch of money from a lot of different VC funds, for example. But this is because we wanted to invest in the assets that then we can provide to our player base. And overall, we've actually set aside a larger percentage of tokens, 45%, to our community than what we have set aside to sell to our VCs. So we do want to be really a player-owned guild in the long term. And it's going to take a lot of work to get there. But I hope that we can really make it happen. The analogy I make is that what if Uber made their drivers equity owners, shareholders from the very start? I think a lot of Uber early investor shareholders have been a lot better off by the rise of Uber and other gig economy products. But you cannot really say the same for the gig economy workers themselves. And I think that is the great promise that Web3 brings, is that because tokens are software, it's easy to distribute. There's this great opportunity that we let the people who are working on the protocol, also the owners of the protocol. And this is something that really excites me the most.
Yes, I think that's really the core ethos, and we'll call it the Web3 native podcast as well. So that's what we're really excited about, right? The Web3 native models. At the same time, if I may just play the devil's advocate a little bit, having a more player-owned distribution, does that kind of like justify the percentages that the guild takes more though? Because I think we compared ourselves to Uber, and I just looked up the numbers a while ago. So Uber, for example, takes the player or the workers get 75%. Grab gets 80%. Gojek, the workers get 90% even. So actually, YGG at 70% is on the lower end of the scale, lower among even compared to all these other players. Is the argument that this is offset by the fact that the guild itself is owned by the workers, and therefore it's okay to take a bigger percentage?
That's a great question. So actually, it's not that we take 30%. We only take 10%, and the rest is distributed towards the community manager and the player itself. So it's that revenue sharing plus the ability to own tokens as a form of equity in the guild itself, which means that they have not only really good earning potential from the revenue share of the games, plus they get to be an owner. So if there's financial upside in the guild itself, a lot of that upside will accrue to the token itself, and the players who are doing the work for the protocol will be earning that upside. I think that's a really important concept, because the revenue will come and go, but ownership is what really builds wealth in the long term.